We've walked through Tamar. We saw injustice, we saw delay, we saw a woman fighting to not be erased. Then we walked through Judah. We saw compromise, we saw failure, but we also saw transformation. But today, we step back and ask a bigger question. Why is this story in the Bible at all? Why interrupt the story of Joseph with something this messy, this complicated, this uncomfortable? Well, because this was never just about Tamar, and it was never just about Judah. This story was pointing to someone else. It was pointing to Jesus. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. When you read Genesis 38 by itself, it feels random, out of place, almost like it doesn't belong. But when you zoom out, you realize it's part of a bigger narrative, a lineage, a story that God has been writing from generation to generation, from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, and then through Judah. Not the most righteous son, not the most consistent, not the most deserving, but the chosen line. And through Judah comes Perez, and through Perez, generations continue, until one day that same line leads to Jesus. Which means this: God was not reacting to Tamar and Judah. He was working through them, even when they didn't understand it, even when it didn't look spiritual, even when it looked messy. God was still writing. Now, let's revisit one of the most powerful moments in Judah's life, when he stands before Joseph and offers himself in place of Benjamin. Take me instead. That moment is powerful on its own, but it's also prophetic, because generations later, someone else would step forward and say the same thing. Not for one brother, but for all humanity. Not because he was guilty, but because we were. And that someone is Jesus. Where Judah offered himself imperfectly, Jesus offered himself perfectly. Where Judah was once part of the problem, Jesus was always the solution. Where Judah changed over time, Jesus came already perfect. And yet they are connected, because God took a flawed man's transformation and used it to foreshadow a perfect Savior's sacrifice. Now this is where it all comes together. Because Tamar's story raises a question: what about justice? She was wronged, she was overlooked, she was treated unfairly. And Judah's story raises another question: what about guilt? He failed, he delayed, he judged wrongly. So where do justice and guilt meet? They meet at the cross. Because at the cross, God does not ignore sin, but he also does not abandon sinners. Instead, he satisfies justice and extends grace. Jesus takes the place of both, the overlooked like Tamar and the guilty like Judah. He carries injustice, he carries sin, he carries shame. And he says, "Take me instead." Here's what makes the gospel so powerful. It speaks to both sides of the story. If you've been hurt like Tamar, there's healing for you. God sees you. God has not forgotten you, and your story is not wasted. If you failed like Judah, there's grace for you. You are not beyond transformation. You are not beyond redemption, and your failure is not final. The gospel doesn't pick sides, it redeems both. Because at the cross, we are all invited. Now here's the question, where are you in this story? Are you carrying pain from being overlooked? Are you carrying guilt from decisions you've made? Are you trying to hide parts of your story because they don't look clean? Then hear this clearly, Jesus didn't come for perfect people. He came for real people. And the fact that Tamar and Judah are both in his lineage is proof that your story does not disqualify you. It positions you for redemption. Because the gospel is not about pretending you're perfect. It's about trusting the one who is. Tamar shows us that God does not forget the overlooked. Judah shows us that God can transform the guilty. But Jesus shows us how it's all made possible, because on the cross, he stepped forward and said, "Take me instead." And because of that, your story is not over. Your past is not final. Your life is not disqualified. Because heaven does not edit out the broken. It redeems them. And now the invitation is simple. Stop hiding. Stop carrying it alone. Stop trying to fix what only God can redeem. And come to the one who already took your place. If this message encouraged you, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with someone who needs hope today. And always remember that faith has never been reasonable in the eyes of the world, but God has always honored obedience.